everybody, welcome back to Meals with Marcia. Today I'm going to share a recipe with you and it's called homemade yeast rolls. I'm excited to show you this, so let's get started. This recipe takes me back to the days when I was a cashier in the cafeteria at an elementary school. We had several little old ladies that would roll out those yeast rolls, and I always looked forward to it that day. And I've never had the recipe, I never asked for the recipe, I don't know why. But I saw this on Mountain Cooking with Missy. She made this, and she said she used to work in the cafeteria when she was younger, and she learned how to make these. So I watched her video, and I have made these like 4 or 5 times, and guys, they are absolutely positively delicious, and I cannot wait to share. All right, I've went ahead and done a few things to get us started because I didn't want you to have to wait all that time. I'm trying to condense this as much as possible. Now, this is a recipe that has several steps, and you will have to, it is going to take some time. So, like I said, I'm trying to condense it down as short as I can. So, here we go. All right, first you need a packet of active dry yeast, and that's what kind I have right there. And you need to do 3 tablespoons of sugar and a 1/4 cup of warm water, and that's like to 100 to 110 degrees, okay? And then you just put all that together, stir it up, and then you're gonna let that sit, and it just kind of starts foaming, kind of like that. It's got some foam on it. That's our yeast. About 10 minutes you need to let that sit, okay? So we've done that. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here. These are so good, and they freeze good, guys. I have used this and froze them, and they are so delicious. All right, and then you need 3/4 cup of warm milk and 3 tablespoons of melted butter. So what I did is I just took my milk and my butter and put them together in the microwave, and I have done that. I have warmed them up, and I'm stirring them together, just warm. You don't have to have them boiling, but this one's a little bit, I think I'm gonna hang on a minute before I put that in there. You need 1 egg. All right. And then you need 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now I have sea salt, and this is a 1/4 cup measure, so I'm just gonna, a 1/4 cup teaspoon, I don't know why I said that. So I'm gonna do 2, 3, 4, then I need 5, because I gotta do 1/4, okay? All right, let's mix that, whoa, here we go, let's mix that up. All right, and then I've got my milk and my butter. I'll put that in there. Gotta have it warm. It's got to be warm. All right. All right, and then we need 2 to 3 cups of all-purpose flour. Now, I'm gonna start out with 2, and I'm gonna stir this and see how it looks, okay? And I always use this and then just kind of break that off the top, because you don't want to pack your flour, you just want it to be on the top. That's 1. And then remember, all-purpose flour. That's 2. Now I'm going to start stirring, and I'm probably going to have a little bit more, but I want to stir this up and see where we're at. Yeah, I'm going to have some more. It usually don't take the whole 3 cups. Usually about 2.5 cups, but let's see. Let me get another, about 1/2 cup and do in there. Let's see where we're at, because you just want the dough to come together. You don't want it to be too dry. These are so good, guys. You could probably use your mixer and do a dough with a dough hook, but this is just as easy. A little bit more flour there, I think. Let's see if that's going to come together. A little bit more, I think. Yeah. It's about 2.5 cups of flour. I'm going to get that to come together. Like I said, you could probably use your mixer with the dough hook. I just usually do this with my hands because it's fine. Get that all to come together. Like I said, these aren't that hard to do. They're just time consuming because you got to let them rise, and then you got to you know, roll them out and all that. But it's not really that hard. It's a little bit intimidating when you think about making bread and dissolving yeast and all that, but it's not bad at all. All right, so here's my dough ball. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this cloth and I'm gonna cover it up and I'm gonna let it sit over here on my stove for like an hour and it's gonna rise. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you the next step, okay? I'll be back in just a little while. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have been letting my dough sit for an hour covered up and we're gonna show you what it looks like. And as you can see, it's rose up a little bit. I'm going to punch it down with my knuckles. All right. Now, I've got my iron skillet ready because we're going to roll these out and put them in our iron skillet. I just took a couple of tablespoons of butter, softened butter, and just rubbed in the bottom of that. So I'm going to set that there. Now I've got my all-purpose flour. I'm going to put some out. I think I'm going to take my ring off for this. I'm going to set it over here to the side and my watch because sometimes I get flour all over the place. All right, just put some flour out. Then we're going to turn this dough out. All right, now I'm just going to start kneading this dough, just like so. I'll do it for a couple of minutes. I forgot to get my rolling pin out. I got to do that. But we're just going to knead this dough really good. Just working some of that flour in. Then we're going to roll it out. This takes a couple of minutes. Then we'll get it going. Let me see here. Just want it to kind of feel pretty elastic. Let's see. So just knead it. You can tell when it starts feeling elastic. It starts feeling really elastic. It's about there. And this is kind of messy, but it's all right. Let me get a rolling pin. I just roll it out a little bit. Because I pinch mine off. I used to try to cut them out, but I do better with pinching them off. So you want to roll them out to about that thick, I guess. Too bad. All right. Whew. Okay. Now what I usually do is on the first one, I broke my thing. Just kind of pinch it off there, and then I just take it into the palm of my hand and I pinch it just like so. Just like that. Kind of pinch it. And then I just put the little dough ball right there. All right. Now, you can cut it. I'm going to show you a way you can cut it. You can cut it like so and just get you some pieces out and work it like this. But I just take it in my fingers and I pinch them just like that and make a little round ball, dough ball out of it, and make sure the top is smooth, and then I put it in my pan. Just like so. Just take you a piece. Once again, just like that. Just pinch it. Make sure the top's smooth. Dough ball. Same thing here. Just take it in your hand. Make a ball, pinch it. Just like so. And then I'll just go on in here and cut some more. Like I said, you can cut them out like that, or you can do them like this. I find this to be easier. Just pinch. And you want them to be mostly the same size. That one's big. Let me cut that in half. That's a big one. Cut that off there. We don't want them to be too much bigger than the other one. And we like a smaller roll because you can eat more than one if you want. All right. Just roll them in your hand like this and pinch them. That one's a little bit bigger too. Sometimes I get carried away, but that's okay. It'll be all right. Don't have to be perfect. Let me see. I may have to get a little bit more to go with this one. Put it all together. a little bit bigger too. But you want them close to the same size if you can, but you just roll them, pinch them, just like so. Put them in your pan. That's probably about the right size right there. Roll and pinch. You tuck that underneath there. All right. You'll probably get about, I think it was 16, maybe I get out of this, 16, 17 rolls. Like I said, you're not going to probably eat all these until, unless you're feeding a lot of people, you can probably eat them all. And if, now this dough feels great to handle, but if it still feels a little sticky, all you have to do is just brush you some more flour on it, okay? And I'm just, like I said, just pulling pieces, just cutting pieces of it. And I got a couple in there that's a little bit bigger. It's okay. You want them to be close to the same size, but it doesn't have to be perfect. This one's going to be bigger too. Let's see if I can. There we go. But yeah, just trying to see. That's about how thick you want it. Maybe about a 1/2 inch thick. The dough to be a 1/2 inch thick. Just cut you off pieces and roll them out. That's how I do them. Now, some people, like I said, they like to cut them with a biscuit cutter. And you can put them up against each other, guys, in the pan. They don't have to be, they are going to puff up, but they're going to rise again because we're going to let them sit. So once I get all these pinched off and rolled into balls, we're going to let it sit in this pan for another hour and rise again. Let's see what we got here. Like I said, pinch, make it a ball on the top, put it on there. I can get a little bit more with this one. Yeah. Now that ball will eat, and you don't have to be afraid to mess with it, guys. The dough, it's not going to hurt it a bit. This one's not going to be quite as pretty, I don't think, but we'll see. Maybe we can make it pretty. All right. Let's see if we can get, yeah, 4 more out of that. You just, like I said, pinch and roll. Right. Almost there. That one looks, these two look a little small. I may put those together. Don't, like I said, don't have to be perfect. Get some flour on my hands here. And there we go. All right. Then I got this one, last one, little one. That one's a little small too. I think I'm gonna, nah, I'll just leave it tiny. It's fine. It'll be a baby one. Or I could probably separate that with it. Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah, much better. Pinch and roll. Okay. It's my last one, guys. Okay, and this is what they look like. Alright? Now, I'm going to take my towel. I'm going to cover them up again. I'm going to set them over here on my stove. And I'm going to let them rise for another hour. We need 1 more hour. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you what they look like. And we're going to put them in the oven. And we're going to bake them. Okay? I'll be back in just a little while. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I have had my rolls sitting on my stove, covered up for an hour, and they have puffed up again. There they are. And I have preheated my oven to 400 degrees, and I'm going to put them in, and I'm going to cook them for like 9 to 11 minutes. And then I'm gonna broil them for a couple of minutes. But anyway, I'm gonna put them in the stove, and then when I get them done, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna show you how we finish them up, okay? I'll be back in just a few minutes. Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, I got my rolls cooked. I went ahead and rolled out did another batch so I could do them because I'm gonna freeze all these. And I cooked these for about 13 minutes at 400. Now they just look a little bit brown. I'm gonna show you this one. These look a little brown too. Now what's gonna really give them a pretty color is you just take a chunk of butter, softened butter, and you just rub it all over top. These smell amazing. I wish I could smell what they smell like. They smell amazing. These always do so well. And like I said, they freeze well. They freeze well. And you can make them bigger if you want to, like we talked about. Let's put the butter on these. I'm just using my fingers to do it. I'm cooking for my family, so it's not gonna hurt nothing. I rolled these out a little bit quicker because these are different, all different sizes. I tried to make most of them about the same size, but these are different sizes. But you just roll that soft butter on there and it'll melt right on the top of it. And you got you some homemade rolls. Guys, these are so delicious and amazing. I need a little bit more. Get a little bit more. And if you like them a little bit more brown, you can put them on. I just don't want to burn the tops. You know, you can do a little bit more. You can brown them a little more if you want. But these are good. Now your oven varies, guys. Some people's oven cooks a little faster than others. Like I said, I did like 12 minutes at 400 on these. See if I can pick one of these up. That's so pretty. See, it's got the brown on the bottom and the top. Ooh, they're hot. It looks so pretty. And they're delicious. See if I can get one over here. This one didn't get quite as brown on the bottom on this pan as that one did. But guys, these are yummy. And that is start to finish how to make homemade yeast rolls. And you'll get better at it, you know, as you go. And it's okay if they look rustic. I mean, they're still delicious. They're so delicious. Let's try one. Let's see. Let me get this little one right here in the middle. I'm going to try that little one. Put me a little more butter on it because that looks yummy. And you can make you some honey butter. Or you can make you some, see how they are? Soft. Ooh, hot. Straight out of the oven, I'm telling y'all. Well, can't get a hold of the butter. So I'm going to put that in the middle. I can't hold on to the butter. I'm terrible. See if I can do it like that. There we go. So good. So good. See all that steam coming off? Now, we're going to have these tonight with our dinner. And then I'm going to cool the rest of them. And you just get like a Ziploc gallon-sized bag when they cool. And you just put every one of them in the freezer in a bag. And they'll keep for a couple of months. They don't last that long here. Because we love to eat them. But that right there, guys, they're easy to do, just time consuming, and you know they're easy to store in the freezer too. You just what you need to do when you want one out of the freezer, pull as many as you want out, preheat your oven to like 350 degrees, and put them in there for like 7 to 9 minutes, and it just heats them back up, and they're delicious. But anyway, that's it. And guys, if you enjoyed this, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Meals with Marsha, and don't forget that everything you need and how to make this is going to be in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching. God bless, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.